So more on people who you wish would support you, right? We all, remember the first time you took something to somebody you loved, and they love you, they're trying to be helpful, but again, remember, they've never done the thing that you're about to do. They want what's best for you. And maybe they're negative because of whatever's happened in their life. And so they see things through an angry world, where here you are attempting to see the world as a beautiful thing, to count all things joy. Here you are on a journey from where you were to where you want to go. And it's like, we want their support, but we don't need it. We have to continue on, right? The most successful people are the ones who try the most things. This isn't my first YouTube channel. And here's the funny part. I like to try things. And I want to help people, and I know that the people that see my videos are the ones that might need to see my videos now or in the future. And that's a beautiful thing about a video, is it'll stay there for a long, long time. Unless you say the wrong words. So, anyway, here's a thought about people that you would love to support you. When you hold a gold coin this close to your face, you can't really tell what it is. You can't tell that it's this beautiful, shiny thing that's been a beautiful thing for thousands of years. Or there's actually people make Bitcoins, because Bitcoin is the new gold. Hashtag Bitcoin. Look into it. If you hold it right up to your face, if you could hold a Bitcoin right up to your face, you couldn't tell what it is until you zoom out, right? And so the people that are close to us, although they love us and want to support us and may not know how to support us because they may have never been supported, and it's not all their fault. It's not all their fault, because we live in this world where there is an enemy, and he's been confusing things for all of us for thousands of years. He's very good at it. And if we don't realize that, if we don't get that, then, the fear of the Creator is the beginning of all wisdom. And so if we don't have that, and fear is a respect, once you get to it, once you go through the process of, he could destroy us, but he won't, because he said in his word that it won't happen until Judgment Day. So, and he explains in his book exactly how to be on his team, exactly how to be on his team in this world. So, how to be on his team and be on his team in eternity. It all spells it out in his book. And it's like we spend 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day if we do sports in school. Learning what, right? Learning how to read and write. Yep, that's good. Learning math. Yep, that's good. And I'm sure there's other things in there that are good, but I'm just saying, how much time do we spend learning who we are from our Creator? Okay, back to supporting people. We get what we put out. And by the way, that's not always true. There has to be reciprocation. So we get what we put out, and I don't have it all figured out, guys. I just want to say that. I'm sharing things that I've learned after living over 50 years so that my children can watch these when they're growing up and when they're adults, and they can search my titles and they can find some wisdom from Dad if for some reason I'm on the other line, or my goal is to live another 70 years. I'd like to be 120, but I can do my best here, but that's ultimately up to my Creator how long I'm going to be here. I'll do my best to live to 120. So people love us, they want to support us. When you're attempting to do something new, something great, many people won't recognize or understand that because at this moment in their life, they're not doing that. And it scares them. It scares them because it let's just use something like alcohol. I'll use my example, right? I remember there was a time in my life in my teens where I ran around with, I feel like almost every night at least Thursday through Sunday, we were partying, having parties and partying. And I said, and I'll give let me say this. I remember clearly on this day, everybody had too many drinks, right? Everybody had too many drinks. And I thought, wow, we weren't in high school anymore, right? We were college age. And I thought to myself, if any of us have kids, who is going to be sober enough to safely drive any of these kids home? Or, if an emergency happens and, like we need to be there for somebody else, like I thought, which one of us could do that, right? Which one of us could sober up? No, none of us. And I thought, man, I've got to change myself, and I need to spend less time doing this thing. And so just like anybody, like if you're on a tennis team and you stop playing tennis, you're going to spend less time with the tennis players. If you're on the party every night team, then you're going to spend less time with the partiers when you decide to quit. It's only natural. It obviously makes some of the partiers feel bad because they're not ready to quit, right? But it shouldn't stop you. And somebody's so into the thing they're doing, tennis or partying, they're so into it, they don't see the greatness that you're moving into. Again, that thing that's close to you, you got whatever, a dollar bill, a gold coin, a Bitcoin. You got it right up to your head. You can't see what it is. You can't focus on it. You got to zoom out to see what it is. And you're close to them, your friends, your family. You're very close to them. So they can't see the greatness in you that's about to happen, that is happening, that is stirring in you. You're wanting to change. You're wanting to grow, right? So that's important. So what can we do? We can love people, and we can find other people that will reciprocate the love and the growth that we want to be involved in. Again, this isn't about being mean to anybody. This isn't about putting anybody else down. This is about building yourself up because you love your Creator, you love yourself, and you love the people around you, and you know that's what's right. We are here to grow. We are here on this earth to grow and contribute. We are here on this earth to find a spouse. to find a spouse and grow. How much growth do we do if the spouse is just like us, right? Not much, right? If two heads always agree, then there's not a reason for both. So you want your opposite as possible, right? So for me, my wife is, she's a very sweet and loving person, which that's not my roots. That's not where I come from. I was way too obnoxious in my life. Although I love obnoxiousness, I try to tone it down so that I try to tone it down for love, give you an example. Sometimes I'll go into town and I'm so excited to see people. I'll do things out of love. Like I hugged this old lady at the hair place the other day. She was walking in her cane. She had a walker, not a cane, but a double walker. And she's coming out and she just got her hair done. And she's like 85 years old, silver hair, just the cutest little thing you ever saw. And there's people all around. There's her stylist is helping her walk out. I'm so full of love because I protect my love. I protect my spirit and I work on it every morning. And some mornings I miss, right? So I don't do it perfectly. I just want to say that. But this day I go into town, I'm getting my hair cut. Grandma comes out, she's just so cute. I just look at her and I'm smiling. She starts smiling at me. I look at her, I'm smiling, she's smiling at me. And I just have to get up. I go over and I go, I just have to give you a hug. And I think I said huggy, I gotta give you a huggy. So I hug Grandma right there in the salon. And, I noticed that some of the people around me, they had never seen or hadn't seen in a long time a public display of love like that, perhaps. I tried to make a conversation with a guy who was next to me. And I said, any stylists here you recommend that do a really good job with men's hair? Because I had one that didn't do such a good job. And he was nice. He gave me that. But he not once really smiled or was friendly. He was on his phone. And maybe he was just having a bad day. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But the point of all this, I want to get to a point, which is reciprocation. And then I was like, he's got gray hair. I said, I've got gray hair. I said, we're not from the era of smartphones. Maybe he'd like to have a conversation. I said, so what do you do for work? And he goes, work. I'm like, oh, okay, I got a grunter here, right? There are people that I call them grunters. Huh. Okay, well, he looks good. He's dressed nicely and dressed nicer than me, actually. Nicer shoes. I wanted to ask him, hey, what do you think about those Nikes you're wearing? Those are nice. I'm always asking, getting advice. But as soon as he said work, I'm like, I just immediately was like, okay, yeah. What's it called? Sensory acuity. Sensory acuity when we recognize a situation where reciprocation isn't occurring, right? Maybe he's having a bad day. Maybe he's a great guy, and it doesn't matter. It's just understanding, and I immediately I don't ask him another thing. I'm like, okay, yeah, I definitely have 10 million things I can actually be doing on my phone too. I just was trying to have a conversation with a human. So, because it's rare, So anyway, reciprocation. We want to find those people in our lives that are on the same journey. And that's what this is about right here. I don't have it all figured out. I have a level of freedom in my life, and I want to expand that freedom. So that's what this is about. This is about learning from you and sharing with you, call it tools, tips, tactics, stories about how to create more freedom in our lives. And freedom starts in the mind. Freedom starts in the mind. I'll leave with that. But guys, thanks for watching, and share and like and subscribe wherever you're watching this. And I'd love to hear from you. Comments. What thoughts did this provoke in you? What would you like to have a conversation about? What would you like to talk about? Put it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Take care. You can do it.